So you both have pretty seamlessly gone online to do some of your programming that you normally would do in person. What are some tips for engaging youth online in this time of the COVID pandemic?
One of the great things about Silver Lake in person is when we meet in the summertime, we have volunteers that range in age from 16 to into their 70s. And I think this is a great opportunity for some of that intergenerational work. So there are folks sitting at home right now who may be retired or are not able to physically go into work because of their age bracket. They're waiting to engage with folks. And this seems like the perfect opportunity for them, whether it's building some smaller group communication and having, like when I was a kid in youth group, one of my favorite things we did that my grandma set up for us was we did an adopt a grandparent, and we
Hmm.
would meet at the park. And we had a tiny church, but the four youth, we had the same grandparent that we adopted for a whole year, and we'd meet several times at the park. So it was open, we could have our private conversations, but we were still in sight, so it was safe, all that great stuff. But this is that great opportunity to kind of do that same thing. So have small group conversations. You could have two adults or two campers, like, so that you're keeping those safe ratios. But like, tell us about a time your life was hard when you were a kid, and hearing stories from folks who lived through World War II or who were protesters during Vietnam, like all kinds of amazing stories. And then tying in that justice piece that Andrew's been talking a lot about, the justice stories that'll come out of the older generations of folks in our UCC churches would amazes me when I hear them, and would totally wow our young folks and empower them, I think, to get excited about the change that can come from the work. So there's a wonderful opportunity for a lot of that intergenerational sharing that we're missing out. But it's also a chance. Worship is being planned in different ways. Why does every Sunday not include at least one young person, if not once a month, being mostly led by young people? Like that is a huge missed opportunity, I think, in a lot of our settings. You're recording stuff. Why not record youth group? And that becomes Sunday morning worship. Like, so many easy things to do that we can tie back into the community. And then the young people don't disappear because they're not clearing the coffee table after church or whatever those menial labor things are. Instead, they become, like, they are church. Let's let them be church and lead church, because they're the ones who are probably teaching us doing the tech anyway. So lots of opportunities.
Oh man, if I have to hear the phrase, this would be a perfect service project for our youth one more time about a menial job in our local church settings, I might lose it. But I, Jill, you ask a great question about how can we create meaningful content that engages people today. I think the reality is that when we engage our youth online, we're not going to see the same numbers that we're used to seeing when we do our in-person programming. And the trade-off there is the kids that come are your core dedicated kids. And so what that means to me is that we can go deeper. We can create really rich programming. We're not stuck introducing initial concepts and basic ideas. We can really dig in, because the kids that are coming have a long history. Their parents are committed to getting them there. The kids are engaged and interested in the topics. So when we do our virtual mission trips, we may not see the same numbers that churches are used to recruiting for their packed vans down to Florida for hurricane response, but the kids that are coming are so interested in the world around them and how they can reshape it, and how their faith is a critical aspect of understanding that world. And so our youth leaders, I urge you to take the time to develop something that goes deep and really touches the questions that our young people are asking about this world, because they're willing to engage it when they come in online and join you.